The wonderful thing is that no matter what's happening nationally, the feeling here is that we have nowhere to go but up. That this community is really good at pulling together. And I think we just need to let people know this is the conduit in which you can do that and you can take care of others. And so I'm not worried about the future. It's never certain.
Right.
But I know that this is a great place to be in times of uncertainty.
We can't save the world, but we can save our community. I am so excited to be here today with my very good friend, Cara, with Northshore School Foundation. Cara, thank you so much for coming. I've been waiting for this moment for us to sit down and chat. So tell us a little bit about your background and how did you get involved with Northshore School Foundation?
Sure. Thank you. And thank you for having me. It's very exciting to have this conversation. When you're going through some struggles, all of us, especially those of us who have lived to be a certain age, you're stuck in a job or you take an opportunity and you think, this didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Why am I here? What am I supposed to learn out of this? I don't know. What's amazing is I feel like since I stepped into this role about a year and a half ago, this is what I went through all those struggles for.
This is what prepared you for this, right?
I have the skills.
Yeah.
I can point this job that I went in with high hopes and this job that I went in with high hopes that just wasn't quite the right fit has led me here. I gained amazing skills that I need to do the work that is so vast, that is leading a nonprofit education foundation. Yeah. So my background is in education and theater, actually. So I double majored in college in performing arts. And then because everyone in my whole life told me, Cara, you're a teacher. And they're right. I can't get away from it. I'm a teacher. And I got a secondary teaching degree as well, and have always been doing both ever since. So when I moved out to Seattle, I was a teaching artist, and which meant that I could perform in the evenings.
Yeah.
And I loved it, and I did that for about 15 years. And then I went to work with Sudanese refugees, and it changed my life. Yeah. The idea of my first nonprofit and the idea of really spending my life and my energy and my amazing amount of creativity on something that's not ephemeral became really satisfying for me. Yeah. And so I've been in nonprofit education ever since. I've worked with littles, I've worked with adults, I've worked the whole gamut. And so I'm finding myself now here as a fundraiser for the first time.
Yeah.
My husband was like, you don't know anything about raising money. I was like, I've been an artist my entire life, babe. I know how to raise money.
You just got to play the part.
That's right.
Right?
And it's so much easier to sell something I believe in than to sell me.
Yes.
Because it's not about me. Yeah. It's about the work that we are doing.
Yeah. And that's what really it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
What are we here to do? Is to give back, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And to make sure that the opportunities that I can give my child because I won the birth lottery, right? I won the birth lottery in so many ways. I came from a family where both my parents had college educations, where both my parents could afford to buy their own house, could, have the money that they needed to then do what they wanted to do, take vacations, whatever, right? And so it allowed us to see the world. It allowed us to play sports. It allowed us to do the things we wanted to do and believe that we could be anybody we wanted to be. I won the lottery, right? My son won the lottery. Not everybody did. Yeah. And so when I started understanding and not being ashamed of winning the lottery, just realized what I had been given, then I thought, well, how can I help make sure other people get a leg up too? Because everybody deserves to have a little bit of a stepping stool along the way.
Of course, absolutely. Yeah. That is super important. And I think that's why you're there. You're there at the foundation. And, my kids, I also feel like my kids won the lottery too. They have an opportunity to go to a good school and get the education and learn from really wonderful teachers, and obviously the students, right? The students and the teachers is what makes the community, right?
All right.
And the experiences of all these kids from different countries, especially the school that my kids go to is like a very multicultural, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Like it is amazing to see my kids interact with kids from all over the world, really, right? So, I mean, I come from another country too, so does my husband, right? And we wanted to make sure that our kids have that opportunity and not to forget the language. And that's what Northshore Schools offer. They offer this fantastic program, dual language program. And I mean, we fought hard to be there. So, and I feel like a lot of kids and parents fight really hard to be in such a great community like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, they want to give the kids an opportunity like that, because I feel like not a lot of school districts offer that. I feel like that's something that a lot of people should take advantage of, so to speak, right? Like if it's offered in our public schools.
Isn't that wonderful that North Shore is thinking about who our population is now, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of families, so many families that are not what we would have called the typical 2.5, whatever, in the 1950s when
right.
the idea of what they thought the average American family was different. And I think right now it's so wonderful to be in a place where we celebrate that people are coming from all over the world and living in Bothell. Who would have known, right?
I know, right?
Bothell,
we have a super multicultural
We do.
community, and that's why I love living in Bothell. So,
and it's part of what I think can help students stay here too.
Yes,
right.
That's the goal, right? Like we want them to learn to reinvest back into the community, and we have to help them get there.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I think I'm really excited about where the foundation is going. So we have 3 main pillars that we fundraise for.
Yep.
100% of the money that we pull out of the community goes back into the foundation for operating costs and then directly into the schools. We don't have a parent company. We don't have layers or anything else in a national organization. We are just us.
Yeah.
One of the most important and the pillar that's growing the fastest is called our Build Skills for Life pillar.
Okay.
And
that's more.
Yeah, it's so really, we're looking at having funding pillars so that we say, these are the kinds of things, these are where your money is going.
Yeah.
When grants or individuals or companies fund specific pillars, then they can say, I know my money is going into X, Y, or Z kinds of programs. So with Build Skills for Life, a really great example of this is we've been funding for the last 5 years, No Desks Allowed. It's a program at the Secondary Academy for Success.
Okay.
And it's amazing. And it's something that I think we would love to branch out and do more with. At the Secondary Academy for Success, the school is built for students who learn in non-traditional ways. Standard high school has not been a place that they felt academically like they thrived. For many reasons. It could be challenges at home. It could be I need to work a job and go to school at the same time. It could be that my learning style is really kinesthetic. And so therefore the standard way of teaching and testing is not working for me. So these are not necessarily students who have special needs.
Yeah.
They're students who just don't know how smart they are because their learning doesn't fit with what the model of traditional school looks like.
Yep.
And so part of what SAS has done to support these students is as juniors and seniors, everybody takes a Friday class called No Desks Allowed.
Okay.
And they go and they do tours. They do tours at McKinstry in Seattle and look at their sheet metal fabrication. They do tours at Boeing. They do tours at Thermo Fisher Scientific, at Pfizer, at all kinds of places. They look at solar. They go and connect with industry professionals in different kinds of manufacturing, in cosmetology, in all kinds of jobs that have an alternate path than college degree. Doesn't mean that you can't have a college degree and still be a cosmetologist. I'm sure there are many people out there that do.
Yeah.
But but these are paths that I think the traditional educational system does not show students that are available.
Yeah.
And so we we fund this program annually as a line item in our budget so that they know what they've got to spend every year. That funding is not available from the school district. And so we have stepped in and take that.
Fantastic. Seriously, it's incredible to see that at work, My kids are not yet in high school, but they're getting there, right?
Right. Yeah.
One of them is going to middle school and eventually he's going to be Windermere High School. So seeing that could be an opportunity for any of the students there, that is very, very cool.
And we're really excited and looking at how do we connect the North Shore business community into our Build Skills for Life pillar to say, invest in students today because those are going to be your employees for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We are partnering with Innovation Lab High School to help them expand their internship program. A different tack on a very similar issue for Innovation Lab as for SAS. Students are taking what's kind of like an independent study. So they're able to say, I want to explore where I want to go for a career. College is expensive. I don't want to just leap and then in the middle of college, if I'm not sure how I'm going to afford it or I don't want to, graduate with a whole bunch of debt, I'd love to explore what I might want to study before I go to college by doing some internships.
That's so amazing.
Yeah. And so
I wish they had that when I was growing up.
Right.
I mean, they didn't have that. So.
No. I mean, I just think that the idea was just go to college.
Yeah.
Now we're going, okay, we'll go to college with an idea in mind.
Do I know what I want to do? I don't know.
Right.
So this gives them an opportunity to explore.
Right. Because I think they feel like then they don't have to make choices that are thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
That have consequences of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
Tiffany Rodriguez, the principal, started this program 2 years ago. They started with one high school intern. Last year, they had 3 high school interns. Next year, they have 18 students signed up for the class.
That's incredible. Go, Tiffany.
I know. And then the problem of practice became, how do we get these young people connected with local businesses to intern? What does it mean to have a high school intern? It's different than having a college intern, right? What are the requirements for a local business? What do they need to provide the students? All those kind of things. So as an educator and an administrator, I stepped in and said, what if the foundation were to help you kind of put together a welcome packet for businesses, thinking about it from a business point of view, saying, what would I want to know if I was a business interested in having an intern?
Yeah.
So we have started that process. That program is starting in July, where we're going to be able to put information out to businesses and collect names of businesses. It's just a simple sign up saying, I would be interested in being on a list that students could contact.
So if you're a business, you want to be a part of this, let us know. Well, let Cara know.
Yes, and it's no commitment, right? It's be on the list so that you're a friendly place to call. So a student who says, I'm interested in solar and learning about how solar is the future, then they could call you and you know what Innovation Lab is, you know what the program is. If you don't have room for that student at that time, that's fine, but at least they're not cold calling around.
Right.
Trying to find, because that was the thing that we heard over and over again from the 3 students who were interns this year, finding a place that would talk to them about it. Yeah. And so this is like smoothing the way.
This is so great, like a little warm introduction. You don't have to sweat when you call and they welcome you. I mean, we have such a rich economy here in Pacific Northwest. There's so many different industries that could be involved. So if you're one of those many industries.
Right.
I mean, we're rich in tech, construction, computers, biotech, of course, solar. I mean, so many industries should take advantage of this and welcome, your neighbors.
Right.
Well, could be your employees' kids.
No, absolutely. And the other thing I feel like is really cool is that, if you put on a list, if it's in categories, right, like service industries or health sciences or beauty and, that kind of thing, then students can get inspired. Maybe they know they want to do an internship, but they think they may want to do it in engineering, but they look down the list and they're like, oh, I see that I just introduced to a company that does human machine interface.
Okay.
So the idea of something that's just short of robotics, and it's a growth industry, and I had no idea, right? Students have no idea.
No.
But this is a business that would love to have students understand there's great careers out there available for you.
Absolutely.
So I think really the idea, what I really want Build Skills for Life to be, is a wonderful way. Why is the foundation necessary as an intermediary between the school district and businesses? And really it's because we have a foot in both worlds.
Yes.
Our job is a school district. Our reason for being is a school district. But we're part of the Kenmore Bothell Chamber. We're part of Woodinville
Rotary.
Chamber. We're part of Northshore Rotary.
Yeah.
We understand that as a local business, that is our role too.
Yes.
So to be able to combine the two and help amplify what the school district is trying to do by making great connections within the community is, I think, a really important part of our job.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you're starting to do great work, and it only is going to go up from here.
I'm excited. I think so, because I think one of the things that's really important to me is so often in the world of nonprofits, people come into a situation and say, I have a solution for your problem. And well, that's wonderful and well-meaning, and it's always nice to assume best intentions. In the last year and a half, I've really realized that what I need to do is listen. The school district will tell me what problems they have. I heard students say, I don't know how to find an internship. And I went, I think I have a unique way that we can help you. We're not taking over the program. We're not running this. It'll still be run out of Innovation Lab. But we have the resources and the expertise and the connections to make their job easier.
Yes.
That's what I feel like is my job. And then I feel from the same way. The community is saying, we don't know where the next generation of workers is coming for X, Y, and Z businesses, especially small businesses. And we've got kids who are waiting to be inspired. So again, if I listen to the problems and say, how can I be a conduit? Not just me. How can the foundation be a conduit? And so I think that's our job. And that's what's going to make us successful, is not worrying about putting our agenda, not having an agenda. Our agenda is, what does the community need? What does the schools need? How do we bring them together? Yeah. And that's
what can
really
the business
what builds,
provide, right? Like, how can they be a part of it?
Right. Because I think that's the thing too. Everybody wants to give back. Not everyone knows how. Yes. And finding avenues that say, this is a really great way for you to give back. But the other piece, right, by really focusing on our pillars, by saying, of course, we're a fundraising foundation. We want your money. We need your money. The more money we have, the better stuff we can do. Yeah. But where does it go? Right? It doesn't just go into the amorphous cloud somewhere of funding. You know, I'm really, really working at saying, if you fund Build Skills for Life, then you know it's going into, programming like X, Y, Z, right? If you are, and I guess I shouldn't say X, Y, Z, because there are real programs,
Absolutely.
right? To Innovation Lab internships, into No Desk Allowed, into a mindfulness project at North Creek High School, where students are buying, they have purchased with a foundation grant, self-meditation guide headbands. They want to Inglemore this year. And so they needed extra funding. So through Build Skills for Life, we found some extra funding so that this program with guided meditation for students will be in both North Creek and Innovation Lab. And these were students who came to us and said, we want to do this project.
That's so great.
So knowing that those are the things that your money is going towards is really important, I think, for businesses to feel like, or individuals that decide to support this, to feel like I can track what the impact my money has.
Yes, absolutely.
And the impact it can have on me I think the last Build Skills for Life piece that I would love to throw about
Please.
this year, just in the beginning of June, a dream of Dree Ralph, who is the services executive director for the North Shore School District. So she runs all the capital projects and the maintenance staff, and so anything that has to do with all of the service work that happens, the business of building and making schools run. She runs it. So she has a huge job at the school district.
That is a huge job.
When she came aboard 7 years ago, she realized that not every school building has outside storage for emergency equipment. If your only emergency supply storage is inside a building, you have no emergency supplies anymore. So therefore, we need outdoor sheds built for those emergency supplies to be truly ready. 15 schools need these extra outdoor sheds. This year, she brought together safety and security and capital projects and a whole bunch of departments at the school district, plus the CTE, which is the Career and Technical Education. It's a whole, there are a whole bunch of, I could go for days on what North Shore does for career and technical education. But they have a brand new program called Core Plus Construction at Bothell High School.
Okay. Wow.
So it's a 2-year-old program, and the students built, as part of their curriculum, they built the walls and the trusses and the things, right?
Wow.
So to go together for 3 sheds to be built.
Okay.
And then Dree and the foundation reached out to the construction companies who have contracts with North Shore School District to ask them to volunteer their time on a build day. And we had 4 companies take us up on it: Abbott Construction, Cornerstone Construction, GLY, and Lee Crutcher Lewis came on June 7th, met at Bothell High School, and they and 12 Core Plus construction students built sheds from the ground up that day.
They built all 13 of them?
No, just 3 of them.
Just 3. I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's incredible.
It was the most amazing thing, right?
Wow.
And so we helped organize, and we fed everybody, and we brought games for people who, it was like being at a sporting event in some ways, because proud family members came
Oh my God, how great.
to watch and support their kid who was building a shed. And
They're like, you're going to build a shed for us now.
That's right. And it's so we have a plan for this to go on for the next few years until we get all 15 built.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what Build Skills for Life does, right? We've got community coming in, we've got students working, and these students then were connected and have met and were mentored and got to talk.
Do you really think they were inspired?
Oh, I do.
Of course they were inspired. I mean, this is like...
And they exchange information. So some of these kids can then go have the confidence to go after they graduate and say, hey, do you have a space for me on your crew? And they've had an introduction.
I mean, they're probably going to be the first ones to get that.
And I know that companies felt really supported by that too, because they're really interested. Not only do they give back all the time, I think that the North Shore School District construction partners are very active in the North Shore area, giving back.
Yeah.
But they are really looking for their next generation of workers.
Yes.
And so these kinds of connections and events and things are just so exciting. It's part of what the foundation can do. And so when Dree said, I've been dreaming about this, we said, how can we help? What do you need us to do? How do we make this something that is celebratory? Yeah. And so I think that's what, part of what the foundation does too. It was lovely. Without us, it would have still happened. But not as many people would know about it, right?
Totally. Yes.
And I think that's the other piece is I want to really celebrate what the North Shore School District is doing really, really well. And I would say, the most amazing thing is that on accident, this is not something that I did. They came to me. I put it out in the universe and they came to me. But when I got to the foundation, there were 6 white women running the foundation, that's what happens in nonprofits all over this country, right? Really well-meaning people who are doing our best to put ourselves in the shoes of other people where we haven't walked because we have had the privilege not to. I now am the only white person on staff. As far as, I mean, Yulia's white, but her family's Ukrainian,
Yeah.
right? So we have a first generation Ukrainian American. We have a first generation Afghani American. We have a Korean adoptee. And I am so proud to be part of a staff now that reflects North Shore in a way that we never have
No,
before.
it's absolutely, you're absolutely right. Definitely
And
reflects the
yeah,
North Shore
and that
schools.
was not because I went out and cherry picked them. It was that's what the universe gave me was the right people at the right time to represent what we need. So yeah, I hadn't even thought about how important that was, but I think it's really important in this day and age for us to reflect who we are serving.
Overall, I think it's going to be the most amazing program for so many companies to get involved with, right? And you are conduit, right? Like to bring all of that together. So thank you for doing everything that you do. I think
Oh my
that's
gosh, it's
fantastic. And I feel honored to sit here with you and hear about all this and the fact that so many other people are grateful to have North Shore School Foundation in our community.